Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of the story of OKPANIGIAKON. The link to part 1 is below this video. Now let's begin part 2. On the day before Eken is a market day, OKPANIGIAKON's servant went to the river. As he fetched water in his large gourd and put it on his head, returning home, he tripped and fell. The gourd was broken and all the water in it was spilled. He cried out loud in fear, uttering repeatedly to himself, "What will happen to a slave who has broken the awa, that is the taboo, to his master? He alone knows his master's ritual of bathing only with fresh river water drawn from the river, even in the height of the rainy season. The gourd is broken, the water is spilled. Likewise, his head might be broken and the blood spilled." Meanwhile, Edogun and Oza, these guys like hunters, were hiding behind a big tree close to the river. The two surprised the servant from behind the tree. The servant realized they had hurt him and started to wail even more. Now surely his head will roll. Edogun and Oza promised not to kill him or report him to OKPANIGIAKON, his master, on the condition that he answers their question. They asked him to confirm who his master was, and the boy answered that it was OKPANIGIAKON, the Duke of Udo. They pointed their arrows at him and asked him to fully divulge his master's secret. And the boy said, "My master bathes only with the river water despite the fact that it was the rainy season. It must be fresh water taken from the river source daily." And he further added that he always hangs his teeth armor vest made of human teeth on the door of his iwahwe, the bathroom. The door is called uregege, the door where no one dares throw a glance. Oza and Edogun gave the servant another gourd found near the river. Then they ordered the servant to fetch new water and take it to OKPANIGIAKON, his master. They added that after OKPANIGIAKON has completely undressed to bathe, the servant was to act like he lost control of the gourd and let it fall just across the uregege door. Then run out immediately and scream, they told the servant. "Keep running and leave the rest for us." Once back at OKPANIGIAKON's palace, the servant boy carried the gourd in both hands and feigned its heaviness. "Here, my lord, I bring you the gourd and every drop in it. I've brought you the river water. Ha 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 ha. Have a bath, have a drink, appease your gods. Go to war. Do. The boy tripped and fell with the gourd at the doorstep of the Iwahwe bathroom. He stood up in a flash and ran back. OKPANIGIAKON, with fear and disbelief in his eyes, ran out almost naked after the boy, roaring, panting like a wild beast, saying, "Death unto you, son of a goat." Meanwhile, Edogun and Oza shot at OKPANIGIAKON with their poisonous arrows from their hideout. OKPANIGIAKON fell, writhed in pain, and struggled to get up, saying, "Oh, you gods, why did you not come to my aid? Why did you neglect me?" He staggered, closed his eyes, and opened it again. He sees Oza and Edogun and asks no one in particular, stammering, "Who are this? Boy, who be? No. May all who conspired against me never never live to see tomorrow. He fell and he died. Edogun and Oza, after taking care of Okpanigiakon's body, then went to look for Ubi and the servant. News quickly spread out in all the villages. Okpanigiakon was no more, and the town of Udo erupted in jubilation as Ubi, Edogun, and Oza traveled to tell King Ogwola the good news in Benin City. Once they arrived and related the news to King Ogwola replied, "To know that our enemy number one is dead and that my daughter is safe brings too much pleasure than I can bear." Meaning our gods are not asleep. It was war each day. He asked Edogun to take 5 of his best warriors to Udo and bring back the servant boy who helped to get rid of Okpanigiakon. King Ogwola also announced that from henceforth the Oba of Udo will be the prime minister and not a duke. This Iyase is to be chosen by himself or anyone in the position of king of the Bini Kingdom. The Omonoba Nedo, in that instance, he appointed Edogun to rule Udo as the first Iyase. As for Oza, he was to be in charge of the king's harem, and Ubi was given in marriage to him. All shouted in joy. Wakpe ma, wakpe rima, wakpe oba tokpe ise. King Ogwola also announced that the boy who helped in getting rid of Okpanigiakon will remain in his palace, not as a slave, but as a free man. And everyone shouted for joy and celebrated all these new changes. And the peace came back to Udo and the kingdom of Benin at last. They celebrated for 14 days and 14 nights. Hey, Oba Tokpe Ise. And that is the end of my story. Until next time, bye.